It goes from red alert to green alert to red alert to green alert every other week for the Denver Broncos. They looked great last week going into Dallas and beating the Cowboys up 30-0 in the fourth quarter before a couple of garbage time touchdowns. And then yesterday, they get splattered at home by the Philadelphia Eagles. An interesting question emerged. And look, I am a firm believer. Let me just say this right now. And this applies to every quarterback. After a turnover, you get the hell out of the way. Do not get in the way of the action because you don't need to get yourself injured. Here's Teddy Bridgewater making a little bit of a business decision there. If you saw it, it was he leaned in and pulled back. Charean, I mean, before we get to the sound, look at. I mean, that's just bad. Just walk away. Don't even act like you're getting close to it. Just stay out of the fray. No one is going to blame you. I remember in the preseason when Brian Flores, the coach of the Dolphins, after Tua Tagovailoa threw an interception and went and dropped his shoulder into the action as whoever it was returning the ball, and Flores was like, yeah, when you make a mistake, you got to go out there and you got to make that tackle. No, you have to live to play another day. You don't want your starting quarterback to get himself injured. So I have no problem with the concept of staying the hell out of the action. I have a big problem with getting close enough to the fire that you yank your hand away and it becomes very conspicuous and laughable.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Mike. Totally agree with you there. And it wasn't his turnover. So, as a fumble, he get out of the way at that point. You see the fumble being returned, move. But it comes off as a bad look because he looked like he thought about making that tackle and said, no. And he talked about today how hard it was to watch the film. Whether he was truthful or not, it had to be hard to watch the film because there's no question you made a business decision. No question. We all saw it out there. And as you said, if he just gets away from, nobody's saying anything. If he just heads toward the sideline, get out of the way, nobody's talking about this today. Instead, we're talking about the business decision that he's made. No problem with the decision, but don't act like you're making the tackle and then pull out.
And we are indeed talking about it today. And it's not just us. It's Broncos coach Vic Fangio who had to talk about it today, and also Bridgewater himself who had to explain why he did what he did. Here they are from today.
Well, I'd like to see us all pursue it a little bit better offensively and find a way to get that guy down. And at the top of the where Teddy got involved, I think he thought he was forcing it back into somebody else that had an angle on him. But I'd like to see Teddy at least throw and, make a play at the guy.
Man, we watched it today as a team. And, Coach pointed it out, that, hey, my effort had to be better there. And I totally agree. That's not, the type of tape that I want to put out there, and it's one of those situations where you get pissed, after you watch it because it's like, how much this game means to you, guys out there trying to make a play. And, it's like you feel like you got a little help running towards the sideline. You try to force a cutback, but in real time, it feels like, hey, everything's happening fast. Let's force a cutback. But when you slow it down, it's like, man, just give more effort.
I don't understand that because the sideline was on the other side.
Yes.
I'm a firm believer in quarterbacks protecting themselves, and I wish that's what we would have heard today because that is defensible. What Teddy Bridgewater said isn't defensible. When you say, I'm the quarterback and I got to stay healthy, and I was just trying to redirect him and maybe slow him down a little bit, but I wasn't going to throw my body in there because they tell us all the time, don't get yourself injured. That's what I was doing. I'm fine with that. But why are they afraid to say that? Are they afraid that fans are going to say that the quarterback's afraid? Look, we've seen time and again, and we talk about it all the time, that quarterbacks who don't avoid contact get injured. They get hit and they get hurt. We're going to talk about one in a second. I wish they would just admit it. I don't think the fans are going to question the manhood of quarterbacks who make the smart decision to stay the hell out of the action after a turnover.
Yeah, no question, Mike. And, we're going to talk about Baker Mayfield, and you see what he's going through with the shoulder injury, and it's his left shoulder. So you've got to stay out of harm's way, and Teddy did that, but he should have said that. What I am curious about is I'm guessing today was not his regular day to talk. Quarterbacks don't generally talk on Monday, so I'm wondering, and I haven't checked on this yet, but if they toted him out there today and put him on there because he said he wanted to talk, or the Broncos said you should talk about this. It's a bad look. I am curious how that came about, that he actually talked today about it, Mike, because he talked after the game and he had a different story after the game.
Well, and you know what? That's funny, because as we were setting this up and I saw in the notes that it was from today, I had that flash of, wait a minute, do they play Thursday night? Yeah. What am I missing here? No, they don't.
Exactly.
Why would he talk today? That's a good idea, and it's something that I'm going to look into and understand why it is that Teddy Bridgewater ended up speaking today. But it may have been to just try to put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.